Everybody just give us a minute. We got our next guest loading in literally right now. Yeah, we definitely have some type of like following glitch. We may even try one more restart on the stream. But A, I really appreciate you for the 14-month sub. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much for the love. Guys, if you are MAGA, let me know down below. We are going to move on to our next guest. I think that we are like severely like limited insofar as like the push of the live. We might try a restart, but we might not. It's whatever. What's up? Are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Okay, so why do you care about someone that doesn't care about you? Trump is vehemently sexist towards women, including sexualization of little girls and sexual violence towards adult women.
Well, hang on. Have you heard of Tori Bonnickson and Mark Bonnikovich? I might be saying their names wrong.
No, I've literally never heard those names before in my life.
Okay, well, they were the people who turned in all the votes that were for Biden when Trump ran against Biden in 2020. And all of those votes were from those who were deceased.
Okay, so you think that the 2020 election was stolen from Trump. I have a question. Did Trump drain the swamp?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I just want to clarify. Did Trump drain the swamp or did Trump create the swamp? Because if you think that the election was stolen from Trump, well, then you have to say that Trump actually added to the swamp because he took this court case that the election was stolen from him to 63 different courts, and they all ruled against him, saying the election wasn't stolen from him, including 17 courts with judges that he appointed. So those judges that he appointed that ruled against him, well, were they... Oh, okay, she left. Whatever. We'll go to move on to our next guest. Why is everyone fucking running today? I feel like all the guests today have been weird. Let's get some MAGA is weird down below. All these guests have been fucking weird, dude. All of them. All of them have been weird as hell. Yo, Browse by Bree. Bree, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal, saying keep educating and shitting on these cultists. You got it, Bree. Thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. That is huge. Thank you so much for the love, Bree. Let's get some massive W's for Bree right now in the comment section. I really appreciate you for the $50. That is absolutely so kind of you. I really appreciate you. Massive fucking W's for Bree right now in the chat. Thank you so much for the love. What's up, Joe? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Now, why in the hell would you be doing that?
Well, because our country's going to be to shit if we don't. So.
Oh, the country's going to go to shit if Kamala Harris is elected.
You don't think this? You don't think this last 3.5 years is? Have you ever noticed the prices of all the shit you've went and bought?
Yeah, the inflation. So, how did the Biden-Harris administration cause inflation?
How?
Yeah.
Well, they fucking quit. Fucking the energy. They quit fucking producing. They stopped drilling. They stopped
drilling. They stopped it
all.
Hold on. Joe, that's a fucking lie.
But listen to me. You're not. You just sit there and always fucking think that you know everything, and it's fucking ridiculous that you think that.
Joe,
it's fucking proof.
Oh, you're feisty, Joe. So I don't sit here and act like I know everything. I sit here and I act like I know more than you.
So let me tell you something.
And let me tell you something, Joe.
Go ahead.
So specifically on this topic about domestic oil production, we're producing more oil now than we ever have.
Okay. Can I tell you something? That's a lie, but I can tell you why it's a lie. So you are right that he did, he stopped the Keystone Pipeline, immediately, as soon as Biden was elected, he did executive order to stop the Keystone Pipeline. He stopped, they stopped fracking. They did everything to stop energy independence. And then now you're telling me that they were 50% more, right?
Okay, you just said that it was a lie, so I'm just going to go ahead and disprove it.
But no, hold on.
So here,
hold on.
One second, Joe, calm down. So here's the U.S. Energy and Information Administration, and here's the U.S. field production of crude oil. So what we'll see in the year 2023, we produced an average of nearly 13 million barrels of oil per day, and then the highest that we ever saw under Trump's term was here at an average of 12.3 million barrels of oil per day. And if we reset the zoom and look at the historical trend of oil production here at the home in the U.S., you'll see under Joe Biden, we have produced more oil than we ever have been before. So I just wanted to dispute the fact.
So can you answer this question then?
Sure.
Can you answer this question?
Whatever.
Why did Biden go into the oil reserves then?
Yeah, to generate money for the U.S. So he sold the
Why?
oil.
Because we have so much extra oil.
Wait, he didn't like go into the oil reserves to provide more oil because we didn't have it. He went into the
And
oil reserves to generate income for our government. So he sold the oil reserves when the price of oil was higher and then replenished them when the price of oil was lower, generating about $167 billion for the government. But also, can you just concede to the fact that you were wrong about like U.S. oil production?
no, because the 50% extra.
Motherfucker, I just showed you I literally just showed you on
Dude, you know
screen.
what? A website doesn't prove anything.
Well, do you know what this website is?
I don't even believe half the shit the government tells you. So
One second, Joe. Do you know what this website is?
no, I have no fucking clue. But
It's the fucking U.S. Energy Information
I
Administration.
don't even. Did you believe?
EIA.gov.
Did you believe what? Do you believe Fauci? Did you believe him? Because he lied.
Oh my God. So yes, EIA.gov is lying about our domestic oil production because Fauci is corrupt. You
No,
are all over
I'm
the
just
place,
saying.
Joe.
In general, our fucking government is fucking corrupt.
Okay, so do you think Trump is corrupt because Trump wants to be a part of our government?
No, because I think Trump wants to fucking clean it up.
Wait,
He
you
did
think
do
that
it for 3.5. He did for 4 years.
Joe, Donald Trump doesn't want to drain the swamp. Donald Trump is the swamp. Right? We understand that Donald Trump tried to stage a coup. One second.
Okay.
Tried to stage a coup to overthrow our federal government in an attempt to rig the outcome of the 2020 election, to silence the voice and votes of every single American
You
citizen
know
that
what?
voted in
That-
2020.
that's a total sham. That nobody died during January 6th. That's they bring up things like that. Who died? Who?
Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah, the only Republican there.
Well, I thought you just said no one died.
That's the only one.
I thought you
Who
said-
else died?
Wait, is there a difference between nobody died and one person died?
But who killed her?
A cop.
Yes.
Do you know who Roseanne Boyland is?
No, I don't know who that is.
So she was a woman who was trampled to death. She didn't pass away until the next day, but she was trampled by the crowd.
Well, I never heard about that, but I'll tell you.
Haven, thank you for the $5 on
that they
Venmo.
always
Thank you for
come
giving me
out
something
with
to
and
watch.
say,
Of course, I
"Oh,
appreciate you for the love,
he
Haven.
died,
And Jennifer, thank you for the $5 on
police
Venmo because
officer."
MAGAs are lactose
what?
intolerant. Thank you, Haven and Jennifer.
He didn't-
What was that?
He died of
Thank
like,
you.
He died of like a stroke or something, like 2 days later or something like that.
Okay, I also just want to clarify here. When I was also, Law, you have a bit of like background static noise.
Let me see if this helps.
Yeah, perfect. Phenomenal. So anyways, Joe, what I was referencing about January 6th wasn't necessarily the riots that Trump took advantage of to pressure the senators into delaying the vote.
But hold on.
Joe, one second. I was referencing Trump sending the fake slates of electorates to cast fake Trump votes into the Electoral College. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And that's something that Trump has admitted to and is currently defending as being an official act of his presidency in, like, the January 6th indictment, as well as already tried to defend that to the Supreme Court.
Okay. So have you seen there's video evidence of ballots, fake people. I mean, people going and putting multiple ballots into.
Oh, do you think that the outcome of the 2020 election was sufficiently rigged to be overthrown?
Do you really believe that Joe Biden had 81,000 votes?
81
I mean,
million.
seriously.
81 million.
Or
not
81
81,000.
million, I mean.
Who the hell? So,
A
okay,
couple of
wait.
votes.
Wait, no, this is a really important part now because you think that the outcome of the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump, yet Donald Trump argued to 63 courts, specifically 17 courts with judges
But
that he
guess
appointed. Joe, listen to me. He argued to 63 courts in total that the election was stolen from him, and he tried to provide them his evidence, and all 63 of the courts threw that case out, including 17 courts with judges that he appointed. So earlier, Joe, one second. Earlier, Joe, you said that Donald Trump drained the swamp. What is it? Did Donald Trump drain the swamp? Did Donald Trump get the corruption out of our government? Or did Donald Trump add to the swamp by electing corrupt judges that incorrectly ruled that the election wasn't stolen from him?
So this is what I'll say. Those courts, those judges, whoever, they they care more about their job than they do about if they would have said
Michael, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. Saying Joe has the IQ of a ham and cheese hot pocket.
you
That's
do this
crazy.
too. So-
Michael, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. Let's get some massive W's for Michael in the chat for the $50.
But
That is
anyway,
so
if the
kind of you.
courts
Thank you
would
so
have
much
done
for the love.
anything
Massive
else,
W's for Michael. Thank you for the $50 on
they were
Venmo.
probably
Thank you,
worried about
Michael.
losing their job. I mean, they would have.
How does a federal judge lose their job?
Well, could you imagine if they would have said, "Oh yeah, it was rigged"?
How does a federal judge lose their job?
No, I'm just asking you. Do you think they wouldn't be? Look at what has happened to Trump. Who gets this many indictments? I'm dead serious. Like for hardly anything.
A criminal morally decrepit shell excuse of a
So
man.
can you
That's who
explain-
does it.
can
I
you
mean,
ex-
you Trump
So,
supporters have really taught me a lesson. Y'all have
can you
taught me
explain this
if I
to me?
ever want to run for president, I just have to go out and do some of the most morally decrepit things known to mankind. And as soon as the media and the criminal justice system begin to hold me accountable, I should turn around to my voter base, tell them the lie that this is just the deep state attacking me because I am your savior and I'm going to make America great again, and then to further radicalize them. No, you are a victim of a con man. Donald Trump is a bad person that is engaged in criminal bad behaviors. And when we see the criminal justice system holding him civilly liable for sexual abuse, holding him criminally or convicting him of 34 felonies, or the ongoing indictments for trying to sway the outcome of the 2020 election, for sending the false electorates to states to cast fake votes into the Electoral College, this is not the deep state unfairly persecuting Trump because they're his political opponent. This is merely our checks and balances, our criminal justice system, holding him accountable for the bad, morally decrepit things that he's done.
I just got a violation warning for something.
Well, sorry, I gotta kick you now, man. All right, moving on to our next guest. For the 5,000 people in here, if you're voting for Trump, make sure to let me know right now in the comment section. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest, though.
Just to be clear, a federal judge is a lifetime appointment. So to be afraid of losing their jobs is a little ridiculous. Also, there are 5,000 people in here and Dean is only at 473,000 likes. I need all of you guys to fill up the bar twice. That's all I need. Fill up the bar twice. If you feel like being a blue state and covering for a red state MAGA, please donate your resources and fill it up a couple more times to cover their bid as well. Let's get Dean up to 1 million in the next 2 minutes. Thank you.
Hey, yo, W's for law. And Christine, W's for Christine in the chat. Thank you for the $25 on Venmo. I want to see some massive W's for Christine down below in the chat right now for the $25 on Venmo. That is absolutely so kind of you. W's for Christine. What's up, Big O Runner? Are you voting for Trump? And Kai, thank you for the money gun. Big O Runner, hello? All right, Big O Runner's not here. We're going to move on to our next guest. Massive W's for Christine for the $25 on Venmo. That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you for your ongoing support. What's up, Brandon? Are you voting for Trump?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Are you voting for Trump?
No, I didn't mean to get in there. I'm sorry, bro.
No worries. Guys, if you're voting for Trump, let me and Law know in the comment section. Law, I do believe that you may actually not have it on this account. I'll have to give you mod powers. Tell me, pull some people up here. Y'all make sure that we are double tapping away on that phone screen, and just everyone be patient for just one moment while we are getting our next guest up in here. What's up? How old are you?
I'm 22.
Are you currently driving?
I am, but I'm a trucker, so I can talk.
I'm sorry, man. It's not about you. It's just about TikTok TOS. John, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. We're going to go to get our next guest up in the box literally right now. Everyone just do be patient while we are loading our next guest in here. Right, let's go and get our next guest up in the box literally right now, folks. All right, we have 3 people loading in. What's up, Republican? Are you voting for Trump?
Absolutely.
Oh, what was that?
Yes.
Awesome. Why so?
Well, let's see. First of all, you usually ask how old you are, and I am 56. I'll be 57 in April.
Yeah, I don't suspect you of being a minor. You're
And
good.
so, mainly I say that is because of a history, I guess you could say, of being alive and watching politics for many years. Not to criticize you for being 19. I was 19 myself too at one time, correct?
Yeah,
and-
so why are you voting for Trump?
And the reason why I'm voting for Trump is because of his policies and what he has done for our country,
Okay.
which is something that I have always wanted for many years, since I was probably like about 19 or 20.
Okay, yeah, you like his policies and what he's done for the country. What's one policy that Trump influenced get passed while he was president that benefited the low and middle class more than it benefited rich people?
One policy, which are many policies out there, would be with NATO. How's that? That's for one, including all the other.
NATO?
What's that?
What did he do involving NATO that benefited?
He pulled us out of NATO, which is something I agreed.
Okay.
Policy on the border, which would be another policy.
He pulled us out. He didn't pull us out of NATO.
He didn't pull us out of NATO. Are you sure?
We're still in NATO, and we have been.
Well, we are back in NATO. Are you aware that we paid more than other countries in NATO?
Because we have a larger GDP. Yeah.
Because we have a larger, yes. So if a millionaire goes to a store, should they pay more than you, or is it the same?
They should pay more in taxes, which they do.
I think they probably pay the same. If they go to a grocery store and buy a turkey, and you go to the store and buy a turkey, I don't think they pay more for that turkey than you did.
They don't pay more at the grocery store, but they pay more in taxes, which is a similar system to like the communal funding associated with NATO. Right, in the same way we communally fund government revenue through taxation, and people that make more money pay more in taxes. We do the same thing in the context of NATO, but rather with countries. Right, we have a larger GDP. It makes sense. But I would like to clarify here that no, Donald Trump did not pull us out of NATO. That was a bold-faced lie.
I thought he did. Well, there are some things that he did pull us out of, like the World Health Organization, the WHO. And
no, that's also a lie.
Well, these are the things that when I don't know how old you was. I know you're 19 when Trump was in office, but this is the stuff that was on the news every single day while you was like 12 and 13 years old and 14.
Yeah, but this
is the stuff that was on the news. So maybe they lied, which is a possibility.
Yeah, definitely. Would you be able to like give me a source for your claim that he put it on
not at the second here, but no. I'm alive. I am alive, and I'm older than you, and I saw this with my own eyes.
Kimberly, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. $10 love from JD Vance. Imagine. Thank you for the $10. W's for Kimberly in the chat. You're older than me.
Yes,
however, it doesn't make you more intelligent than me.
You know what? Well, let me just say this before. Because I'm going to go ahead and jump off in a few minutes because I can see this isn't going to go anywhere. Age has a lot to do with experience. Okay.
Now, we understand that you have more life experience than me. You just haven't done as much with that life experience to educate yourself.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I am a teacher for 25 years. I've dealt with teenagers for many years. Probably before you was even born, I was dealing with teenagers. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually the boogeyman, 19-year-old. So scary. I know it terrifies middle-aged white Republican men.
I'm white. I am Navajo and Apache. I'm not white.
Okay.
But go ahead.
My apologies for assuming that you were white. M, I appreciate you for the baby dragon. I appreciate you so much. W's for M in the chat. Thank you for the baby dragon. And Kayla, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo as well. W's for M and W's for Kayla. I appreciate you for the $10 on the baby dragon. Point still stands. We'll just take the white part out. My age, the fact that I'm a 19-year-old, terrifies old Republican.
Why does it terrify a teacher?
I don't know. It's all you've been able to talk about.
It terrifies the teacher. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you think that age equals wisdom, intelligence,
it does.
Do you think that Biden is more intelligent than Trump because he's older?
And when you get it turned into your 50s, you're going to understand this kind of stuff. Especially if you have a teenage child and they start talking back to you and you look at your kid and you're like, and
thank you for the corgi. And Jonathan, thank you for the $19 on Venmo for being the smartest 19-year-old I know. And Kiramar, thank you for the $10 on Venmo for being younger than me and educating me by spitting facts. Kiramar and Jonathan, thank you both for the $10 and the $19. I really appreciate you guys. Listen, man. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop the ball on you here. So listen, I understand. With age comes life experience. With age typically comes wisdom. Younger people are typically speaking, maybe a little bit less knowledgeable than older people, right? But that speaks for the average. That
But,
doesn't
you
speak
know,
for the
still,
exceptions.
like I said, I was a teenager,
that while it can be an exception for like a younger individual to be more educated, doesn't mean that I don't exist, and doesn't mean that I can't school you on these
That's
related
true.
topics.
That's true.
And I think it's like incredibly like telling that you as a teacher are currently getting taught by a 19-year-old just correcting you on very basic facts.
How am I
such as
getting
the idea
taught?
that we didn't pull out of NATO or we didn't pull out of the World Health Organization.
No, I'm like I said, this was on the news. So when you was a child playing with toys, we was watching this on the news.
Okay. Well, you know what else is on the news?
What else was on the news besides
That Donald-
cartoons?
That Donald Trump like staged a coup to overthrow our federal government in an attempt to rig an election. Did you believe that?
Well, this is what I figure with that.
Eat a
too.
bag. Thank you for the boxing gloves. I really appreciate you for the love. W for eat in the comment section right now for the boxing gloves. I really appreciate you for the love. Something else that was on the news was also
Hold
that Trump
on.
is held civilly liable for
So
the
let
violent
me
sexual abuse
respond
of
to that,
women.
will
Josh with the flying jets. Yo, let's get some W's
So
in
you
the
got 2
chat for
points I'm
Josh
gonna
right now.
respond to.
Thank you so much for the flying jets, Josh. W's right now in the chat for Josh with the flying jets. And Christina, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo, saying that this 41-year-old appreciates you. Christina, thank you for the money.
So
thank you for the $6.
let me respond to those 2 points. I don't know which one you want first. One point.
Joyce, thank you for the $10 on PayPal for watching cartoons. W for Joyce right now in the comment section. Thank you for the love.
1 point is I have about 37 videos that I can send to you of Joe Biden having inappropriate
Yo,
contact with
thank
children.
you so much for the gift. Who sent that? I'm so sorry for cutting you off, man. People are just going crazy right now. Thank you so much for that massive fucking gift. Holy shit. Law, did you happen to catch the name there?
I didn't know.
Oh my god. Oh, it's India. India, thank you so much for the love. Let's get some W's in the chat for India. You guys are going crazy right now. Thank you so much, India, for the love. Thank you so much. And Kai, thank you for the money gun.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you off, man. I actually do feel
Yeah,
bad.
it happens. It happens.
Go ahead, bro.
So I have 37 videos of Joe Biden having inappropriate contact with children. So would you still vote for Joe Biden if he was still running?
Yeah, I'd definitely be voting for Joe Biden.
Even
over Trump.
even if he had inappropriate contact with children?
Like smelling his granddaughter's hair?
How about even other kids that were not his kids?
What kind of inappropriate content?
Let me send it to you. It's not.
Yo,
there's
Cam
no
and
nudity,
Aiden, thank
so
you both
nobody
for
will
the
get in trouble.
$5 on Venmo. W's for Cam, W's for Aiden. And Nurse, thank you for the blind. W's for Cam and Aiden, both for the $5 on Venmo. I actually have a question for you. So you said that you were a teacher. So
Yes.
if your principal was held civilly liable for rape, would you want like the principal to be replaced?
Well, if I didn't hurt that teacher or the principal, yeah, probably.
Okay, so you'd
Now,
say that
when
like
I was in the military,
One
which I
second,
didn't-
sir. 1 second,
Yeah.
sir. So you'd say that the principal of the school that you taught at should be replaced if they're held with civilly liable for rape. They shouldn't be able to lead your school like that. So then why would you turn around and say that Donald
I'd
Trump,
agree.
who's been held civilly liable for rape, should be allowed to lead the country?
Now, let me respond
Lex,
to that
thank you for
one.
the
So that's your
subscription.
second point. Let me respond to that one. I did the first one. Let me know when you're ready. I don't know if you stepped away or not. Okay, so it looks like he's ready.
He's still listening. Keep going.
Yeah, I saw a thumbs up there. Okay, so here's the second point. So Joe Biden was also
Okay,
accused.
Joe Biden
he was
is not
accused.
running.
He was accused of inappropriate contact with a female, but
So
that
you're
was
talking about-
silenced.
You're talking about Tara Reid, who lied, perjured
Yes.
herself in court, lost her lawyer because her lawyer said that she had contradicted herself, and then she fled to Russia and joined a misinformation campaign?
Okay, I don't know about the whole
Right.
history on
That's
that one.
the
Maybe
first
you are
point.
correct on that.
Then the
And-
second point is Joe Biden is not running for president today. In November,
Okay.
I will be voting for a non-grapist over a grapist. Why will you be voting for the grapist?
So let me. Now you got 2 more points there to bring up here. Maybe 3. Now, when I was in the military, I worked in law enforcement, so it was my job to look at evidence while I was in the military. Right? When somebody commits a crime, that's what you look at is evidence. We are all innocent until we are proven what? Guilty?
Guilty. So evidence is
Right.
important.
And there was no
is-
evidence. There was
Evidence is
no
important.
evidence against Trump.
Okay.
There were accusations, and we don't accuse somebody of something and then put them on trial for the accusation without evidence and then find them guilty without evidence.
Okay. Just a quick question. So do you know what his victim's name was that held him liable in a court of law?
Carol.
Her
I
name
know
was-
I've listened to you for hours.
Her
too.
name was E. Jean Carroll. And
Yeah,
do you know
E. Jean
one?
Carroll.
Do you know one piece of evidence?
That doesn't make
Hey.
anybody innocent or guilty.
Hey,
Go
do you
ahead.
know one piece of evidence that she submitted to the court?
You said clothing. I believe that's what I heard. Is that correct?
No. So the clothing was never submitted to the court because Trump failed to provide his DNA to be
Yeah,
tested
I remember you
against
saying something
DNA
about
killers.
you was doing something earlier, and I was kind of like listening and kind of not. Go ahead.
Here's my thing. Okay, just allow me to speak here without interruption. Here's my thing. So you just explained to us how you were in the military, and
Right.
it was your job to look at the evidence for like particular crimes that may or may not have been committed. But then you turn around and you say Trump isn't a rapist, and you deny the court that held him liable for rape, all while not knowing one piece of evidence that Eugene Carroll submitted to the court to prove him guilty. That's like me saying that it's a bad day in Australia, but meanwhile, I've lived in a box in the middle of Colorado for the entirety of my life. You are coming to a conclusion without any good reason and lack of sufficient knowledge that would be required to come to the conclusion. Maybe I'd be more sympathetic if you knew her name, if you knew the evidence that she submitted to the court, and you were able to name a reasonable doubt to the evidence she submitted. But when you turn around and you deny the experiences of a woman who didn't just accuse Trump of raping her, but then proved it in court with evidence, without knowing her name or the evidence, you are just look like a lunatic. You are willfully perpetuating rape culture, causing more harm towards women because you're telling men that they could go out rape women, be held accountable for it in a court of law, and then still have the same access to the opportunity that they had prior, and they can still be adopted into the social circles around them. We are supposed to socially scrutinize against rapists. We are supposed to limit the opportunity that they have. But when you turn around and you willfully ignore a rapist's rape, and then you put them into the highest ranking position of power available to mankind, what does that do for further perpetuation of harm against women? You are removing the social de-incentivization for men to not rape women, and that is a bad thing to do because, as we know, there's a lot of men out there that don't rape women not because they think rape is bad, but rather because they're scared of the repercussions.
Okay, you have some good points there, though. And you've had good points earlier, too, because I listened to this conversation with you and other people, even on the other days. But you got to look at some of the facts of that took place on that day, if you don't mind if I go over some of the facts. Some of the facts would be this was a department store, an expensive department store. You would think there would be cameras at this time when this took place. An expensive
When did it
department
take
store.
place?
What was that?
When did it take place?
That's a good question because Eugene Carroll could not come up with that.
That's false. She could. And I know the date.
And what I heard,
Where did this supposedly occur?
she had no dates, no times.
Hey.
She had
what-
no evidence. She had no witnesses.
Hey.
Go ahead.
What year did this occur?
That's a good question because I never heard it. I listened to it and I never heard a date.
It
or a
happened in
time.
the fucking 90s. Are you going to
It happened in the
expect-
90s. Is that as close as you can get?
96.
96.
Right? So how
So
can you
she threw
expect
out
her-
a date and a time. Did she throw a time? Did she have witnesses?
Oh my god. Okay. well,
She did
first-
not have witnesses.
She did. Right. We had
Republican, what was your MOS in the military?
I was a military cop.
Yeah, what was your MOS though?
Well, Air Force does not have an MOS. Army
Yes. So you're Air Force.
Yes. I
What-
was
what-
Navy, Air Force, and Army. Go ahead.
Okay, so what was your AFSC then?
AFC. Security Forces for the Air
Ye-
Force.
Yeah, so there's a 5-letter digit code for Air Force Security Forces.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. And what are you watching?
What am I watching? Oh, that's the room next door. There's other people in the other room next door. I have no idea what they're watching. I would imagine. I don't know. I don't even want
You
to go
said
there.
that you said that you were also in the Army, right?
Yes, I did. Army, Navy, and Air Force.
So what was your MOS while you were in the Army?
In the Army, military cop, military police. I signed up for I don't know.
Thank you for
I guess
that.
we're getting off topic. I was there for signed up for 5 years, I think. But I left after a couple and I went back into the Navy.
There's no way you forgot your MOS. This is stolen dollar bullshit. I'm not engaging
Would you
with you.
like some documentation? I have my DD-214. Would you like that? Would you like some uniforms? I can send that too.
Yeah, let's show your DD-214 right now.
Yeah, all right. Can you give me a minute? Let me turn my camera on. Let me
It'll tell you what your MOS was.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Let me turn my camera on. How do I do that?
Oh, you don't even have camera access.
Let's see.
You don't have camera access. I have a
All right.
question. What
But
is
I
MOS?
have foot lockers,
one
and they are
second.
in the foot locker, so it's going to take a minute to find it. But I can send it to you. I
have a
Dean's.
question. I have a question. What
Go
does
ahead, Dean.
MOS stand for?
I forgot. It's like something.
Military Occupation
Did
Specialist.
you look that up? Or was you
Everything that guy
military?
just says bullshit.
No, I can
Thank
send
you.
it to you.
Oh.
It's going to take a minute. And then after I send it to you, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to apologize.
Bro,
Okay? Yeah.
no
Can you do
fucking
that?
shot. No,
Why
no,
not,
no.
Dean? Why
No,
not,
no
Dean?
fucking shot. You were telling
not,
me
Dean?
that you came up
Why
on my
not?
live, right? You didn't. What is?
Did I know you was going to ask this information?
So you said that you served in the army
Did
for
I
5
know
years.
you was going to ask this information?
So I just want to clarify here. You served in the army for 5 years, and you don't know what your MOS was, nor do you know what MOS stands for.
No, I think you missed that part. I signed up for I don't know how many years. I think maybe 4 or 5 years. But I did not stay in there that long. I thought it was a bunch of bullshit, so I got out of there right away. And I went back
Right
to the
away
Navy.
after 5 years?
No. I don't know if you know how that works.
I do, and I can tell you that
Okay.
my AFSC was 1 Tango 031, and I will never forget it because I wrote it on every single piece of paper that I ever put my name onto.
Okay. But like I said, I can make you a video. I can do anything you want.
And you
And then
also
I can
said that you
send
were a
it to you. I
teacher.
have the Dean thing here, so this is like my second
Julie,
time
thank you for
that
the
I watched Dean.
$20 on Venmo for catching a liar. Let's get some W's in the chat for Julie. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate you for the $20 from Julie. W's for Julie in the chat.
Like I said, if
Kaimar,
you
thank you
want
for the
my dog, I'll send it to
$20 on
you too.
Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Kaimar. Sorry
But
for the
like I
$5
said, I
on
didn't
Venmo.
know he was gonna ask this.
Hey,
I'm sorry,
Kaimar actually wants me to ask you a question. What was your rank in the Navy?
In the Navy, I was SW3, steelworker. No, well, that was the second time. Like, remember I said I was in the Navy, went to the Air Force, went to the Army, and then went right back to the Navy. So that second time that I was in the Navy, I was a steelworker. They call it a CB. You know what CBs are? Construction Battalion.
Okay. And you also said that you were a teacher. What did you
The
teach?
first time, what's that? I can send documents on that too if you want.
Wait, you
I have
also
no
said
idea
that-
why you're even going there.
You
But
said
yeah,
that
I can do
you
that.
said that you were a teacher. What did you teach?
And what did I teach? I teach elementary school.
Like, what did you teach in elementary school?
3rd grade. All kinds of things in there. You don't remember 3rd grade?
Oh, okay.
1 minute it's this, and 20
yeah.
minutes later it's that. And then we got library, and then we have all kinds of little. You remember school, right?
Wait,
It's
earlier
not
you
something
told
like
me that you taught teenagers. Are people
Yeah,
in 3rd grade
teenagers
teenagers?
too. What's that? There's teenagers school.
In 3rd grade?
No,
But
that's a
earlier you
little bit
told me-
later on.
So you also taught teenagers?
Yes, I taught teenagers too.
Yeah, what grade
I
did you
bounced
teach
around.
to teenagers?
Remember, I've been in there for 25 years, right?
Wait, what did you teach to teenagers?
What I teach to teenagers? How about algebra?
About okay, you
What
taught
else?
algebra, you taught math to
Yeah, I
teenagers?
taught math. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What is 2 squared?
What is 2 squared? To junior high kids? Jeez. God, it's been so long since I've been in junior high. I couldn't tell you 2 squared. That would be
Okay.
like a 2 times 2 is 4.
Okay, yeah.
How about that?
I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Thanks for coming up. Did he just like lie to us about everything he said?
This was like
What?
purely pathological. I mean, there's nothing that he said that could have been remotely true. He was in the Navy, the Army, and the Air Force. He said he worked security forces, but he didn't know what the AFSC for security forces was, which is bullshit. I mean, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was some crazy shit. I have too much trust in people, man. We're gonna move on to our next guest here, guys. If you're